Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Eddington. Sorry I haven't filmed in a while. I was on holiday with my family and I'm finally back, but I'm excited to see this. If you see my shorts or my TikToks, you know this just came out. It's set in May of 2020. A standoff between a small town sheriff and a mayor sparks a powder keg of a neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico, right? It's 6.9 on IMDb. 13,801 people rated it so far. Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, Pedro Pascal, along with many, many others. One that I saw in here, I like, Luke Grimes is in it. Cool. Clifton Collins Jr. is also in it. Oh, Austin Butler's in it. Who knows? There might be a lot more people in it. I'll find out. It's a contemporary Western, dark comedy, satire, comedy, drama, Western. The only catch is it is 2 hours and 28 minutes long. So that's about it. All right, I'm going to get into it, see what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Eddington. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. But this one didn't work really well for me, and I think it's for a couple of different reasons. I found it slow and boring, and for the most part. I know I find myself saying for a second and third act. The third act makes it a little bit better, and it picks up the pace a little bit and becomes more interesting to me. The first two, I literally was on my phone a lot, and I don't think I missed anything. Basically, Joaquin Phoenix is a sheriff, and Pedro Pascal is the mayor. They don't see eye to eye. This happens in the height of COVID, or at least in May of 2020, which is, right, April, May. I think it's like very new right now, COVID coming out, and the face mask mandates and everything that's going on, and they don't see eye to eye on it. And so Joaquin Phoenix doesn't think he should wear face masks, and obviously the mayor does, and so there's this big battle, pretty much big battle, and ultimately Joaquin Phoenix wants to now run for mayor. Okay, great, but there's all these other subtleties going on, if you will. He's married to Emma Stone, and Emma Stone has a past relationship with Pedro Pascal that's playing into it. There's accusations going on. There's this weird nuance between all of that. Triangle, love triangle. Okay. And there's these whispers or like, I don't know, they're talking about like how COVID is the conspiracy theories around everything during this time. Whether it's conspiracy theory or an actual theory, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, everything that's been said about all this kind of stuff. Very politically driven stuff, I believe. And so I think a lot of people who really like politics and, believe one way or the other, whether there's a conspiracy that they're trying to reduce the population through a forced, COVID event, or no, hey, whatever, that whole thing. So I think if you like that kind of stuff, you'll be interested. I'm not sure it took a side, to be honest with you. They also now break in like protests, because there was around the same time there was the person who was killed by the police, I believe, and so now the protests come into this film, and I think they try and they show that, and again pick both sides, because then the protests start to confuse themselves on why they're protesting, and it's like a Black Lives Matter, but they don't understand it enough, or they talk themselves to sound silly. That's what I felt, but I think it's, again, them trying to stay on both sides of whatever political view that you have to try and drive this film. And so all that goes on, and it was terribly not interesting to me, and I didn't like any of the characters. I liked all the actors, and I thought they did a great job with their characters, but there's not one that I was like, oh, I like that one. I want to watch more of it. Like, at first you think you're going to like Joaquin Phoenix, but then you don't. You don't like his character. I didn't, anyway. I mean, again, does a great job of being that character, but I think that was his purpose, that you don't really like anybody in this movie. You're not rooting for anything. And I honestly was very confused throughout most of it. There's also an AI data center being built in Eddington, and there's something going on there that I don't quite understand. And there's also boundary wars. Where does Eddington start and where does Pedro start kind of thing, and there's that going on. I don't know. I'm sorry. I that was useless information for you, but it's showing you that I kind of watched the film, but didn't really get much out of it. But there you go. I do, again, come back to the fact that I think if you're very politically minded and you like these kinds of things, you might really find this interesting and not as, because I'm out of tune. I don't get it. And there wasn't any, normally these dark comedies have a little bit of humor in them, and none of them really hit for me, I don't think. So there you go. That's what I got. That's my thoughts of Eddington from a politically absent person. But I don't know if that'll help. I think if you're like me, you can skip the 2 hours and 28 minutes and find something else. Maybe Jurassic World or something like that. But if you are politically driven, you might really enjoy this, and you might be like, man, I'm glad Jeff pointed me in the right direction. I don't know. All right, that's it. And I'm sorry, I even forgot my mic in the first part, so I kept it without a mic in the second part. That's probably good for you, right? All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.